This club that I help plan events as well as coordinate with the rest of the group. And I also volunteer as a public safety volunteer on Fridays. So I'm actively involved in the school, and I'm trying to work towards getting the school involved. Thank you.
My experiences that qualify me for this position is my experience as the Senator of Grant Funded Programs, as I mentioned earlier. And I think I learned lots of lobbying skills, how to write bills, how to implement legislation. This year I'm running as the admin in the Student Activities Board, and I also learned how to host an event, what it takes to do that, and how to market for it. And I think that looking at this position, I'll approach it in a holistic way. We'll all bring all that I've learned and bring that to the next year's student government. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, if at any time you guys need me to repeat the question, please just let me know. Question number 5 will be led by Jake, and it is, how will you increase communication between ASG and the entire student body?
So as I stated before, we're both broadcasting students, so I plan on focusing on our radio communication as a big part of our overall campaign and our term as president and vice president as well. I think it's a very useful tool in order to basically inform the entire campus about what's going on. And also to let the campus know, I think there are a lot of people who don't know what ASG is, or if they do, they're not sure what we do. So just to inform and educate people on what it is that we actually do, and also to let them know where we are, and if people have questions or concerns, that where to find us and where we'll be if they have these concerns, and not feel like they don't have anyone they can talk to about these issues. So that's, I think, what we definitely like to strive and focus for as far as improving communication. So just overall awareness to let people know that we're here for them, and if they need to talk to somebody, then we're here to listen. So thank you.
One thing I would say is technology. These days, technology is everywhere. So what we would do is trying to stay on top of getting to Facebook, getting on emails, and these days you can text anyone. And if you don't have text, then yeah, it's just crazy, you know. And so we want to use technology to our own benefits and stay organized and know that exactly what everyone in the team is going to be doing, so we can actually just get things done and stay on top of everything. Thank you.
Well, I think that using technology is important to inform and educate the students of what's going on. I think what's even more important is actually just getting students talking themselves and talking to each other, because, you know, the information's there if we want it. We can go and find it, but if we just get the students talking to each other and spreading it that way, they can get excited about it on their own accord. They don't have to have ASG saying, hey, get excited for this event. They're already excited for it themselves. Thank you.
I would like to do outdoor office hours, so the students can actually see us as they're walking by and actually come towards us and talk to us whenever they need information. We like to get surveys done towards the students, getting a lot of surveys out there to let people, hey, did you know this is going on? Or what would you like to change on our campus? Or what do you like about our campus, etc. More communication between the students, weekly emails to the students, so to let them know the events that are going on. Facebook too, we can also post things on Facebook that are going on. Try and get people know that Facebook exists, a certain link to get to Facebook so they can see the events and things that are going on. Thank you.
So Lisa and I have a vision that someday we'll have TVs on campus, because I know lots of us enjoy watching TV, and showing announcements on TVs, you know, like as PowerPoints is very effective. We had that at our high school. And we're thinking of implementing 3 TVs around the campus, possibly in the library, the bookstore, and there is one already here in the College Center, but another one would be fine as well. And then just like, you know, displaying announcements, club announcements, displaying SAB events, and displaying flash alerts, stuff like that that communicates to the student in a 10-second slide would be pretty awesome, and I think it would be a good way of communicating. Thanks.
I think a couple of things were mentioned that were either already done or were attempted. And I think that it's time for us to try something new. This is a very divided college. We have 3 campuses, not 1, and we usually forget that. This college suffers of chronic apathy, and so I think that before we can do anything else, we need to find a solution to that issue, which I think is education. And we need to educate people on how things and issues affect them directly. I also think that we need to work on emphasizing on the media part of it as well. Emphasizing on services that we already provide. Barn expansion, for example, taking pictures of the services that we provide, the food that we have, putting them up on YouTube, Ustream, Twitter about it, you name it. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now for our last preset question, and Sadako will lead us on this one. How do you feel about the current state of our campus, and what changes would you like to make?
I personally think we're doing really well for, as students being involved, that are involved, doing really well, and we're trying to stay on top of things. And the question?
How do you feel about the current state of our campus, and what changes would you like to make?
One of the main changes we want to do is having students more involved in all backgrounds and all diversity groups, and not have one group trying to lead, or we want to get, because we have a lot of diversity. If we counted, we would see over 25, you know, different background people from different countries and cultures, and we would. I want to get everybody involved in it and have a diverse ASG so we can be more involved and get things done as groups, not someone, just one little group that can rule our school, and just say, hey, we did this, instead we can say, we all did this. Thank you.
I think there's a lot of good things going on campus right now, but things could always be better. What Tobin and I want to do is we want to make little small changes that affect the students more positively on their day-to-day student life. Like a couple things on our platform, or we talk about TriMet passes and seeing if we can get a discounted rate for students, and seeing if we can get a plan set in motion for the printing process, because for every student we've talked to, none of them, 0%, have liked the printing process here at the college. But even little things, maybe on test days, on final days, having pencils and pens and Scantrons just ready for kids who need to just get to class and just they can take one and run. They don't have to pay for it. Just something little like that that'll help kids, or students, not kids, we're adults here, students be happy about the school and like being here. Thank you.
Here at our campus, we have great teachers, love the tutoring center, and we have lots of great resources to help people succeed. I just really like to get the word out to the students. We have a great learning center, tutoring center. There's some people I've talked to that still don't know that the tutoring center exists upstairs, up on the library, getting that information out. We have a great potential, everyone here. We're all different. We all have great ideas that we can bring back to the table, not just ASG, but the students themselves, which brings back to the surveys. We'd like to talk to people, get people's ideas out there. Thank you.
Could you repeat the question?
how do you feel about the